Good
All right.
comparison.
Well, before we get caught up in another tangent, which is what seems to keep happening today.
I was just gonna keep talking about
Tell me
about the posters I got.
I don't give a fuck about your
I
posters.
got a Logan Noir poster.
He was about to say something, and then you.
Yeah, tell me about Logan, because
I got a Logan Noir poster.
Okay.
So I could just
tell me about the fucking movie. Just tell me about the movie, because right now you're fucking on our Twitter, making everybody think we're fucking these film fucking snobs.
Who's everybody?
Like, I don't know, the fucking people that aren't looking at our tweets.
So then I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but fucking the black and white.
I'm the only one who retweets our tweets. So
that's not true.
I'm just talking to myself. Why are you hating on that?
I retweeted it too.
Well, then I'm talking to you and me.
Yeah.
So you just have a problem with it then.
Fucking annoyed.
So you represent
like,
the other half of
this
of
fucking
our audience.
Film snob over here.
I thought, all right, motherfucker. I thought Hugh Jackman would read our question. It was a submit a question.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You didn't read it?
I'm looking now.
Look, honestly, I think they took my question and made it presentable, because there was a question that was literally like my question.
What was your question?
It was just, why does... Okay, let's talk about... Hold on. So last night, I watched Logan Noir. That's the official name of it. And it was a one-night-only screening of the black and white version of Logan. And I spent $15 for it. And I got a poster. And then after, they had an hour-long Q&A with James and Hugh Jackman and then one of the producers.
James Mangold?
Yeah.
Not everybody knows that.
Oh. Well, they call him Jim, so I could have been a real douche and said Jim. Everyone calls him Jim, apparently. But anyway, so I fucking... Honest to God, I wholeheartedly mean this. I don't know if I'll ever watch Logan again in color. That's how good it was. It felt like this was a movie that... Fuck both of you. I don't care. It was fucking good. It was a different movie. Whatever. I'll just talk to the camera. Camera doesn't tell me to shut up. I could just keep talking. And then I could just mute Gian right now on the video.
The best.
Because I'm the editor on this.
I want you to tell me
just his mic will be really low, and you'll just hear mine right now.
I want you to tell me why you loved it so much without sounding like a film school fucking geek.
Why I liked it better in black and white?
Yes, without sounding like a film school geek. 1, 2, 3, go.
Well, that's not possible. You can't do that because, and I'll explain. Let me explain why first, and then you can judge me on everything.
Okay.
You can't answer a question like that about why you like it without being a film school geek, right? Because that's the only way you can appreciate a black and white version of a movie is by being a geek like that. And here's all. Look, if you showed, I don't know, insert young cousin here that you have, Logan on black and white, they're going to say, why isn't this in color? Most of the kids would do that, right? Because they're so used to things in color. Okay, so if you say, well, it's reminiscent of olden movies, they're going to be like, well, what the fuck? Who cares, right? But it still holds some value to some people, right? Regardless if you like, if you're super pretentious or not, black and white movies have significance to people. Whether that's transports them, whatever. But it doesn't have to necessarily be so... film schooly. Like, did you see Nebraska?
And I will get that. I didn't
see
Nebraska. No.
Okay, so real quick,
but I will accept that answer if you are 70 years old.
See, that's fucked up. Okay.
No, because what you're saying pretentious or not? It's pretentious as fuck. You can't give me the reason why.
Then you should. Nothing should be made in black and white. The
reason why
ever.
I mean, there's a reason why people do it.
Unless you do the artist, unless you're making the artist,
and it's for pretentious reasons.
So black and white shouldn't exist.
Black and white. If you want to make a pretentious movie, that's fine. If you know you're doing it, that's cool. Kevin Smith didn't make Clerks black and white because he wanted to. He made it because that was the cheapest film stock he could get. That's the only reason why he made it black and white.
And I've never said that that's a black and white movie.
The reason why black and white movies were made in the past was because color film didn't fucking exist.
Right.
And then when it started coming out, it was too expensive for everybody else to make it. And that's why they did black and white.
Why was it better? You still haven't said. Why was it better?
I'm addressing the fact that you can't. That's a loaded question.
I'm just
There's
trying to
no
cut
way
down,
you can.
I'm just trying to cut down on the exposition. That's all. I just want you to
Well, maybe people care. Maybe you don't care, but maybe people care.
But why did it affect you different than the color film?
You'll never watch it in color again.
Yeah. So I brought up Nebraska. Okay, for a few reasons. One, a non-film school reason. The special effects looked way better in black and white. They did not pop out. Nothing looked like fabricated, or because there were certain moments where you see the claw going and it looked fake. And
so it was the Kill Bill scene when she like murders all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. That's one thing for sure. Like not one special effect. I was like, what? In color, there was a few times where I was like, that wasn't the best blood, or like that wasn't the best, whatever the fuck, right?
Okay.
Even the end when the little kids were attacking, and you see their arms like freeze and shit like that, like, and it breaks it. Like it looked better in black and white because it didn't have that color. I mean, there's little plot elements that are different, because it does change the overall feeling of the movie too, in terms of like the green serum that he injects into himself, like that shit that keeps him going or whatever.
It's white.
It's just black. It's just dark. And they even drop a line like the green juice or something, like, and you're like, oh, it's not green, but like it gives a different feeling.
Should have done a Schindler's List
and made it green. I actually thought about that. I'm not even kidding. But I'm gonna go film school and I'm gonna keep it really simple. I'm not gonna go into it. So the reason why I brought up Nebraska, so Alexander Payne is ultra pretentious. All his movies have been pretentious, right? Mm-hmm. That's just him as a filmmaker, because to him that's what he wants to do. But he's 100% aware of it. So
I think that George Clooney Hawaii movie wasn't that pretentious.
It was a good one, but I mean his movies are okay. His movies are very specific. Let's put it that way.
Right.
His particular. He knows what he wants, and that's what he's gonna get. Right. He did a Q&A at the LA Live Theater that I went to for Nebraska. And they asked him, first question, why black and white? Because obviously, like you just said, no one fucking makes black and white movies. And it's true. Unless you're a fart sniffer, you're not making black and white movies.
Right.
I get it. Okay. He said, because when I go to Nebraska, I see black and white. Like that literally was his answer, because he said there was nothing there, and it was just so muted in the colors and the palette. Like that's what he was.
Carlos, did that sound percent?
No.
It still sounds like a pretentious answer.
Sure.
But I get it. I get what you're saying.
So that's what because it was plain. There's nothing there.
That's him saying that Nebraska is so
boring as fuck
and so
deep.
backwards.
So deep.
And so the movie's in black and white.
Okay.
And it's
that's
fine.
Fair.
Now, Logan obviously wasn't filmed in black and white. It was filmed in color. And he even said, like, they asked him, like, if you could do this in black and white only, like, was this something you always wanted to do? He's like, fuck no. Like,
it was a gimmick.
It was
for this one night.
It was really not like no. He was doing photography and stuff, and he really enjoyed how it looked, and he liked how it was like they just played around with some things, and they liked how it looked, because the way they shot they shot very contrasty, which is it brought out the cinematography in a weird way too, because it worked on both ways. Where I mean, the DP obviously doesn't need any more references, but like someone could look at him if they needed to shoot something more stylistic,
right?
For whatever in color, like just the highlights where they'd blow something out over here, but just the detail. I don't know, just little things like that, because it just felt natural, but it felt very grimy. Like the world was very gloomy. It gave it a Sin City vibe. Which is Sin City to me is very dark.
Right.
The world is dark.
Absolutely.
In despair, and everything's bad. And that's why in Logan, it didn't feel like...
So it took a dark movie and it made it feel even darker for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And and the black and white helped that for me, because it helped it separate itself from X-Men movies even more.
Right.
But in a better way.
Right.
Because it is a separate movie. Like it is its own fucking separate entity, even though it's a part of the universe or whatever. But by making it black and white, it even separated that even further.
Right.
It's definitely one for the fans. Like I personally preferred the black and white version. I want to see the colored one again, because now all I see is black and white when I think of the movie, which is weird. But, so yeah, I say check it out. It's something you might like, but obviously the colored one is the one that's the real version. I'm not trying to play games. No, only the black and white version exists. No, I'm not stupid, but I'm just saying if I want to watch Logan again in the future, I might watch the black and white one.
You know what? I got to give it up to you, brother. You gave me a non-roastable answer.
A good answer.
It was a good answer.
Well, thank you.
I don't feel like raking you through the coals. I accept that.
Well, that's what I was thinking last